The rescue. The alien sun beat down mercilessly on Captain Zara Chen as she trudged across the barren landscape of Proxima b. Her environmental suit's cooling systems strained to keep up with the intense heat radiating from the red dwarf star that dominated the sky. Zara wiped the sweat from her brow and checked her handheld scanner, searching for any signs of the rare minerals that had brought her expedition to this harsh world. "Come on, give me something," she muttered, tapping the device in frustration. The initial surveys had indicated rich deposits of exotic elements, but after days of searching, Zara and her team had found nothing but endless rocky plains and shallow, brackish seas. A crackle of static in her helmet made her wince. "Captain Chen, this is base camp. Do you copy?" Zara sighed and keyed her radio. "Chen here. Go ahead, base. We're picking up some strange energy readings about 2 clicks northeast of your position. Might be worth checking out." Zara's spirits lifted slightly. Finally, a lead. "Copy that, base. I'm on my way." As she altered course, following the coordinates on her heads-up display, Zara couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The mission had been plagued by equipment malfunctions and inexplicable phenomena from the start. Just yesterday, one of her team members had sworn he'd seen a ghostly figure watching them from a ridge, only for it to vanish when they investigated. The terrain grew more rugged as Zara approached the source of the energy readings. Jagged rock formations jutted from the ground like the teeth of some primordial beast. In the distance, she could see one of Proxima b's vast, shallow oceans, its waters a sickly greenish-brown. Suddenly, her scanner began to beep urgently. The energy levels were spiking off the charts. Zara frowned, double-checking the readings. This was unlike anything they'd encountered before. A flash of movement caught her eye. She turned, squinting against the glare of the alien sun. There, among the rocks, she saw a figure stumbling towards the water's edge. It was humanoid, but definitely not human. Its skin seemed to shimmer with an otherworldly purple hue. "Hello," Zara called out, her voice amplified by her suit's speakers. "Are you all right?" The figure turned, revealing a face that was hauntingly beautiful and utterly alien. Silver eyes widened in what Zara recognized as fear. Before she could react, the alien creature plunged into the murky waters and disappeared beneath the waves. Zara's training kicked in. Alien or not, someone was in trouble. She sprinted towards the water's edge, her boots kicking up plumes of reddish dust. Without hesitation, she dove into the sea. The liquid was thick and cloudy, limiting visibility to mere inches. Zara's suit automatically adjusted to the aquatic environment, but warnings flashed across her HUD. The water's composition was highly acidic and corrosive. She didn't have much time. Desperately, she searched for any sign of the alien. There, a faint glow in the murk. Zara swam towards it, her muscles straining against the viscous liquid. As she drew closer, she could make out the alien's form. It was thrashing weakly, clearly in distress. Zara reached out and grabbed the alien's arm. Its skin felt cool and almost metallic to the touch. With a powerful kick, she propelled them both towards the surface. They broke through with a splash, Zara gasping for breath despite her suit's oxygen supply. The alien coughed and sputtered, its silver eyes wide with a mix of fear and gratitude. "It's okay," Zara said, trying to sound reassuring as she towed the alien towards the shore. "I've got you." As they reached the shallows, Zara got her first good look at the being she'd rescued. It was female, or at least appeared so by human standards. Her body was slender and graceful, with intricate patterns swirling across her purple skin. They seemed to pulse with a soft, bioluminescent glow. The alien stumbled as they reached dry land, and Zara caught her before she could fall. Up close, she could see that the acidic water had left angry red welts on the alien's skin. "You're hurt," Zara said, reaching for the medkit on her belt. "Let me help." The alien's eyes darted nervously between Zara and the horizon. She made a series of melodic clicks and whistles that Zara's translator couldn't decipher. "I'm sorry, I don't understand," Zara said, applying a neutralizing gel to the alien's wounds. "Do you speak any Earth languages?" The alien tilted her head, considering. Then, in halting English, she spoke. "Danger, coming. Must. Hide." Zara's brow furrowed. "Danger? What kind of danger?" Before the alien could answer, the ground beneath their feet began to tremble. In the distance, a massive shape rose from behind a ridge. A ship, but unlike any Zara had ever seen. It was dark and ominous, bristling with weapon emplacements. The alien gripped Zara's arm, her silver eyes pleading. "Please, help me." Zara didn't hesitate. Whatever was going on, she couldn't abandon someone in need, human or alien. "Come on," she said, leading the alien towards a cluster of rock formations. "We need to find cover." As they scrambled for shelter, the alien ship drew closer, its engines emitting a bone-chilling howl. Zara's mind raced. Who were these new arrivals? Why were they pursuing her alien companion? And how had a seemingly routine mining expedition turned into a first-contact scenario with potentially hostile forces? They ducked behind a large boulder just as a blinding searchlight swept across the area. Zara pulled the alien close, feeling her tremble against her environmental suit. "It's going to be okay," Zara whispered, hoping she sounded more confident than she felt. "I won't let them hurt you." The alien's silver eyes met Zara's, filled with a mixture of fear and something else. Hope, perhaps. She placed a hand on Zara's helmet, her touch surprisingly warm through the suit's material. "Thank you," the alien said softly. Then, with more urgency, "But you don't know what you face. The harvesters, they will not stop." "Harvesters?" Zara asked, but her question was drowned out by the roar of engines as the alien ship passed overhead. The ground shook as the massive vessel touched down less than a kilometer away. Zara's suit sensors went haywire, registering energy readings that defied explanation. Whatever technology these harvesters possessed, it was far beyond anything humanity had encountered. "We need to move," Zara said, peering around the boulder. "That ship's bound to have ground forces. Is there anywhere safe we can go?" The alien nodded, pointing towards a distant mountain range. Ancient place, sanctuary, but far, dangerous. Zara weighed their options. Her base camp was closer, but poorly defended. If these harvesters were as relentless as the alien claimed, leading them there would endanger her whole team. The mysterious sanctuary, whatever it was, seemed like their best bet. "All right," Zara said, making her decision. "We'll head for the sanctuary. But first, I need to warn my people." She keyed her radio, praying the alien ship hadn't jammed communications. "Base camp, this is Chen. We have a serious situation. Hostile alien forces have landed. Initiate emergency protocols and prepare for immediate evac. I repeat, hostile aliens on world. This is not a drill." Static crackled for a heart-stopping moment before a reply came through. "Copy that, Captain. God Almighty. We're battening down the hatches. What about you?" Zara glanced at her alien companion, who watched her with those mesmerizing silver eyes. "I've made first contact with a friendly alien. We're going to ground. Don't wait for me. Get everyone off-world as soon as you can." "Understood. Good luck, Captain. Base out." As the radio fell silent, Zara turned to the alien. "I never got your name. I'm Zara." The alien's bioluminescent patterns pulsed softly as she replied. "Lyra. I am Lyra." "Okay, Lyra," Zara said, checking her weapon and surveying the terrain ahead. "Let's get moving. We've got a long way to go." As they set out across the alien landscape, Zara couldn't shake the feeling that her life, and perhaps the fate of two civilizations, had just changed forever. Whatever lay ahead, she was committed now. She only hoped she was ready for the challenges to come. The distant howl of harvester search parties spurred them on as Zara and Lyra began their desperate journey across the hostile terrain of Proxima B. The sanctuary Lyra spoke of was their only hope, if they could reach it before the harvesters caught up with them. As they picked their way through a field of jagged rocks, Zara's mind raced with questions. Who exactly was Lyra? Why were the harvesters pursuing her? And what secrets did this mysterious sanctuary hold? One thing was certain: this was far more than the simple mining operation Zara had signed up for. Little did she know, her actions in rescuing Lyra had set in motion a chain of events that would reshape the future of both their peoples. The true test of humanity's resilience and ingenuity was just beginning. Secrets unveiled. As the twin moons of Proxima B cast an eerie glow over the alien landscape, Zara and Lyra pushed on through the night. The distant rumble of harvester ships kept them alert, their hearts pounding with each close pass of searchlights sweeping the terrain. "We need to rest," Zara panted, her environmental suit's diagnostics warning of dangerously low energy reserves. "Just for a little while." Lyra's silver eyes darted nervously to the horizon. "Agreed. There." She pointed to a narrow crevice in a nearby cliff face, barely visible in the dim light. They squeezed into the tight space, Zara wincing as her suit scraped against the rough stone. Once inside, the crevice opened into a small cavern, offering some protection from prying eyes and sensors. As Zara removed her helmet to conserve oxygen, she noticed Lyra studying her intently. The alien's bioluminescent patterns pulsed with a soft, mesmerizing rhythm. "You're kind," Lyra said softly. "I've never seen one up close before. You're beautiful." Zara felt a blush creep across her cheeks. "Thanks, you're pretty eye-catching yourself." She hesitated, then asked the question that had been burning in her mind. "Lyra, who are you really? Why are the harvesters after you?" Lyra's glow dimmed slightly, her expression turning solemn. Was to be the savior of my people, the last hope against the harvesters." "What do you mean?" Lyra took a deep breath, her markings swirling with complex patterns. "My people, the Luminari, once spanned the stars. We were peaceful, explorers and creators. But then came the harvesters." As Lyra spoke, her bioluminescence projected ethereal images onto the cavern walls. Zara watched in awe as entire worlds blazed and crumbled. The harvesters consume not just resources, but entire civilizations. They strip planets bare, leaving nothing but lifeless husks. My ancestors fought back, but it wasn't enough. The images shifted, showing a desperate battle among the stars. Sleek luminary ships clashed with the dark, brutal forms of harvester vessels. In our darkest hour, our greatest minds created a weapon, the Starbane. It could destroy the harvesters utterly, but at a terrible cost. Using it would burn out the wielder's life force and potentially devastate nearby systems. Lyra's glow intensified, and Zara gasped as she saw the alien's skin become translucent, revealing a network of glowing veins beneath. "I was bred for this, Zara, genetically engineered to channel the Starbane's power. My entire existence has been in preparation for the moment when I would sacrifice myself to save my people." Zara's mind reeled at the implications. That's horrible. You never had a choice." Lyra smiled sadly. "It was an honor. Also, I was taught to believe, but when the moment came, she trailed off, her glow dimming. "You ran," Zara finished softly. Lyra nodded. "I couldn't do it. I wanted to live, to see the stars too." She reached out, her cool fingers brushing Zara's cheek. "To know what it's like to truly connect with another being." The moment was shattered by a deafening roar from outside. The harvesters were close. "We need to move," Zara said, quickly donning her helmet. "How far to the sanctuary?" "Not far now," Lyra replied, her expression determined. "But the journey grows more perilous. The sanctuary is guarded by ancient defenses. Many have died trying to reach it." As they emerged from their hiding place, the alien landscape had transformed. The ground writhed with bioluminescent tendrils, pulsing in harmony with Lyra's own markings. The planet itself responds to your presence, Zara marveled. Lyra nodded. My engineers didn't just alter me. They changed this world, tied its very essence to our survival. The sanctuary is the nexus of that power. They set off at a brisk pace, weaving through a forest of crystalline structures that chimed softly in the alien breeze. But with each step, Zara felt a growing unease. The weight of Lyra's revelation pressed heavily on her mind. If we reach the sanctuary, Zara asked hesitantly, will you use the Starbane? Lyra's stride faltered. I don't know. Part of me still believes it's the right thing to do. But now, she looked at Zara, her silver eyes shimmering with emotion. Now I have something to live for. Before Zara could respond, the ground beneath them shuddered violently. A massive shape erupted from the earth, a colossal, worm-like creature with gleaming metallic scales. Harvester bioweapon, Lara cried out in terror. The monstrous worm towered above them, its segmented body bristling with organic cannons. It let out a shriek that shook Zara to her core. Run! Zara yelled, grabbing Lyra's hand. They sprinted across the alien terrain, the ground quaking with each movement of the massive creature. Energy blasts sizzled past them, leaving smoking craters in their wake. Zara's tactical training kicked in. We need to split up. I'll draw its fire, you make for the sanctuary. No, Lyra protested. I won't leave you. Their eyes met, a wordless understanding passing between them. Whatever came next, they would face it together. Ahead, a gorge split the landscape, too wide to jump, too deep to climb down. They skidded to a halt at its edge, the bioweapon closing in fast. Lyra's markings blazed with intensity. Trust me, she said, extending her hand. Without hesitation, Zara took it. Lyra's bioluminescence enveloped them both, and Zara felt a surge of energy unlike anything she'd ever experienced. Jump, Lyra commanded. They leaped into the abyss, the harvester worm's roar fading behind them. For a heart-stopping moment, they were in free fall. Then, impossibly, they began to float. Zara watched in awe as tendrils of light extended from Lyra's body, gently guiding them across the chasm. They touched down on the other side just as the bioweapon reached the gorge's edge. The creature reared back, preparing to launch itself after them. But the ground beneath it suddenly came alive, crystalline spikes erupting upwards to impale its massive form. The worm thrashed in agony before collapsing into the gorge, its death throes echoing across the alien world. Zara turned to Lyra, her eyes wide with amazement. How did you? Lyra smiled, though her glow had dimmed considerably. The power of the Starbane flows through me, tied to this world, but using it, it takes a toll. As if to emphasize her point, Lyra stumbled. Zara caught her, supporting the alien's weight. We're close now, Lyra said weakly. The sanctuary lies just beyond that ridge. But Zara, her silver eyes locked onto the humans. You must understand. Entering the sanctuary will change everything. The power there, it's beyond imagining. And the harvesters will throw everything they have at us to stop us from reaching it. Zara nodded grimly. Then we'd better be ready for one hell of a fight. As they made their way towards the ridge, the sky above them lit up with the fires of battle. The harvester fleet had engaged the few remaining Luminari defenders in orbit. Time was running out. Zara knew that whatever awaited them in the sanctuary would determine not just their fate, but that of two civilizations. The true test of her courage, ingenuity, and humanity was about to begin. Little did she know, the greatest challenge wouldn't come from the harvesters, but from the terrible choice that lay ahead. One that would force her to question everything she believed about sacrifice, duty, and the power of connection. As they crested the ridge, the sanctuary finally came into view. It was a massive structure, seemingly grown from the living rock of the planet itself. Crystalline spires reached towards the turbulent sky, pulsing with the same bioluminescent energy that flowed through Lyra. By all the stars, Zara breathed, momentarily awestruck by the sight. But their moment of wonder was short-lived. The air filled with a cacophony of shrieks and roars as the harvester forces converged on their position. Dropships screamed overhead, disgorging waves of nightmarish foot soldiers. Lumbering warbeasts shook the ground with their approach. Lyra's grip on Zora's hand tightened. "We've come too far to fail now," she said, her voice filled with a mixture of fear and determination. Zora nodded, drawing her sidearm. It seemed woefully inadequate against the horde descending upon them, but she'd be damned if she'd go down without a fight. "Together," Zora said firmly. With that single word, they charged towards the sanctuary's entrance, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, and the terrible choice that awaited them within: the awakening. The sanctuary's massive crystal doors parted with an otherworldly hum as Zora and Lyra stumbled inside, the sounds of battle fading behind them. The cavernous interior pulsed with ethereal light, intricate patterns swirling across walls that seemed alive. By the cosmic void, Zora breathed, her eyes wide with wonder. "What is this place?" Lyra's bioluminescent markings flared in response to their surroundings. "The heart of my people's legacy, the nexus of the Starbane's power." As they ventured deeper, holographic projections flickered to life around them, depicting the history of the Luminari and their struggle against the Harvesters. Zora watched in awe as entire civilizations rose and fell, stars blazed and died, all in a cosmic dance of creation and destruction. "Look," Lyra said softly, pointing to a central dais. Atop it floated a pulsing orb of pure energy, tendrils of light reaching out like grasping fingers. "The Starbane core," Lyra explained, her voice filled with a mixture of reverence and fear. "With it, I could end the Harvester threat forever. But the cost." Zora placed a hand on Lyra's shoulder, feeling the alien tremble beneath her touch. "There has to be another way. Your life isn't some tool to be sacrificed." Before Lyra could respond, a booming voice echoed through the chamber. "Into UUDERS DTTTD. Identify yourselves or face termination." A massive holographic face materialized before them, its features a blend of organic and mechanical. Its eyes glowed with an intensity that made Zora's skin crawl. Lyra stepped forward, her markings pulsing rapidly. "I am Lyra, last of the Luminari Starbearers. I seek the power of the Starbane to defeat our enemies." The face's expression remained impassive. "Genetic psychonaturoi coinfiant. But you are not alone. The human's presence violates pure toxotoil." Zora's hand instinctively went to her weapon, but Lyra held up a hand to stop her. "She is my chosen champion," Lyra declared. "I vouch for her presence." The Aya's eyes narrowed, focusing on Zora with unnerving intensity. "Unusual. But these are unusual times. Very well. To access the Starbane's fuel power, you must pass the trials of ASC and Zion. Be warned, failure means death." The floor beneath them suddenly gave way, and Zora found herself falling into darkness. She reached out desperately for Lyra, their fingers brushing for a moment before they were separated. Zora landed hard on a translucent platform suspended in a void of swirling energy. Around her, she could see other platforms, each occupied by a shadowy figure. With a start, she realized one of them was Lyra. "The trials of ascension have begun," the A's voice boomed. "You must face your deepest fears, your greatest weaknesses. Only by overcoming them can you prove worthy of wielding the Starbane's power." Zora's platform began to shift, carrying her towards a shimmering portal. She glanced at Lyra one last time, seeing the determination in those silver eyes, before the void swallowed her whole. She found herself back on Earth, in the control room of a failing space station. Alarms blared as systems crashed around her. Through the viewport, she could see a massive solar flare approaching, promising annihilation. "No," Zora whispered, recognizing the scenario. It was the disaster that had claimed her parents' lives years ago, the event that had driven her to the stars. But this time she wasn't a helpless child. She was Captain Zara Chen, explorer and survivor. Her fingers flew across the control panels, rerouting power, stabilizing systems. With each problem solved, she felt a surge of energy coursing through her. As the solar flares struck, Zara's improvised shields held. The station creaked and groaned, but remained intact. She had done it. She had conquered her past. The scene dissolved, and Zara found herself back on the platform. She could see Lyra on a nearby platform, engaged in her own trial. The alien's markings blazed with intensity as she faced down phantoms of her own making. Impressive, the A's voice echoed. But the true test is yet to come. The platforms merged, bringing Zara and Lyra together once more. They clasped hands, drawing strength from each other's presence. "Whatever comes next," Lyra said softly, "we face it together." The void around them shimmered, resolving into a familiar scene, the surface of Proxima b. But this time, the Harvester forces were everywhere, their dark ships blotting out the sky. At the center of it all stood a towering figure, a being of shadow and malice that radiated pure evil. "Behold," the AI intoned, "the Harvester Overmind, the source of their terrible power. Defeat it, and you will have proven yourselves worthy of the Starbane." The Overmind's laughter shook the very air around them. "Foolish creatures," it rumbled. "Your resistance is futile. All will be harvested. All will feed our eternal hunger." Tendrils of darkness lashed out, seeking to ensnare Zara and Lyra. But where they touched, Lyra's bioluminescence flared, pushing back the shadows. Zara's quick thinking and combat training kept them one step ahead of the Overmind's attacks. As they fought, Zara felt something awakening within her. A connection to the energy that flowed through Lyra, through the very planet beneath their feet. She reached out with her mind, and to her amazement, the crystalline structures of Proxima b responded to her will. Together, Zara and Lyra wove a tapestry of light and crystal, creating a weapon unlike anything the universe had seen before. It was neither purely luminary nor human, but a perfect synthesis of both. The Overmind howled in fury and fear as they brought their creation to bear. There was a blinding flash, a sound like reality itself tearing apart, and then silence. When the light faded, the Harvester forces were gone. The Overmind was no more than a rapidly fading memory. Zara and Lyra stood alone on the battlefield, their hands still clasped tightly together. The world around them dissolved, returning them to the sanctuary's central chamber. The A's face regarded them with what almost looked like pride. "You have passed the trials," it declared. "The power of the Starbane is yours to command. But remember, great power demands great sacrifice. The choice of how to use it is yours." The pulsing orb of the Starbane core descended, hovering before them. Zara could feel its raw power calling to her, promising the ability to reshape reality itself. But she also sensed the terrible cost it would exact. Lyra's hand tightened around hers. "We don't have to use it," she said softly. "We've proven there's another way. Together, we're stronger than any weapon." Zara nodded, a smile spreading across her face. "You're right. We'll find a way to stop the Harvesters without sacrificing everything that makes life worth living." As if in response to their decision, the Starbane core pulsed once, then shattered into countless motes of light. The energy spread throughout the sanctuary, suffusing Zara and Lyra with its power, but in a form they could control without losing themselves. "A wise choice," the A's voice echoed as its form began to fade. "The true power was within you all along. Go now, and reshape the stars." As the sanctuary's doors opened once more, Zara and Lyra stepped out to face a new dawn. The Harvester threat wasn't over, but they had hope now. And more importantly, they had each other. Hand in hand, human and luminary, they set out to forge a future where cooperation and understanding would light the way through the darkest reaches of space. The legend of the human who pulled an alien girl from the water, and how together they changed the fate of two civilizations would be told across the galaxies for eons to come. It was a testament to the power of connection, of finding strength in unlikely places, and of the indomitable spirit of those who dare to reach for the stars. Cosmic Revolution. The twin suns of the Andromeda system cast a kaleidoscope of colors across the bridge of the starship Nova Strike. Captain Zara Chen stood at the helm, her eyes fixed on the swirling vortex of a wormhole stabilizing before them. Beside her, Lyra's bioluminescent patterns pulsed with anticipation. "All systems are go," Captain Lieutenant Rax reported, his tentacles dancing across the holographic controls. "The Luminari-human hybrid drive is performing beyond expectations." Zara nodded, a smile tugging at her lips. 5 years ago, I never would have imagined this. A joint fleet, with crews from a dozen species, about to make the first faster-than-light jump across galactic boundaries. Lyra's cool hand found Zara's, their fingers intertwining. "We've come so far, but our greatest challenge lies ahead." The comm system crackled to life, and a gruff voice filled the bridge. "This is Admiral Korax of the Harvester Resistance. My fleet is in position and awaiting your signal, Nova Strike." "Received, Admiral," Zara replied. "It's time to take the fight to the enemy's doorstep." As the Nova Strike led the armada into the wormhole, Zara's mind flashed back to the years since their fateful encounter on Proxima B. The power they had gained in the Sanctuary had changed everything, but not in the way anyone had expected. Instead of wielding the Starbane as a weapon of mass destruction, Zara and Lyra had used its energy to broadcast a message of unity across the stars. Species that had cowered in fear of the Harvesters for millennia found the courage to stand together. Even some of the Harvesters themselves, freed from the Overmind's control, had joined their cause. The wormhole journey was disorienting, reality stretching and compressing around them in ways that defied description. When they emerged on the other side, a collective gasp went up from the bridge crew. Before them lay the Harvester homeworld, a monstrous construct that dwarfed gas giants, surrounded by a swarm of ship hives that blotted out the stars. At its core pulsed a sickly green light, the last vestige of the Overmind's power. "By the cosmic void," Rax whispered. "How can we possibly defeat that?" Zara's jaw set with determination. "The same way we've come this far. Together." She turned to Lyra, who nodded in understanding. As one, they placed their hands on a crystalline console that hummed with energy. The power they had shared since that day in the Sanctuary flowed through them, amplified by the ship's systems. A wave of bioluminescent energy washed out from the Nova Strike, rippling across space. Where it touched the Harvester constructs, it didn't destroy, it transformed. Vast sections of the megastructure began to shift and change, organic components separating from mechanical ones. "All ships, commence Operation Starburst," Zara commanded. The Allied fleet sprang into action, weaving through the chaos of the transforming Harvester world. Boarding parties teleported into key sections, armed not with weapons, but with devices designed to sever the Overmind's control. On the Nova Strike's view screen, Zara and Lyra watched as the impossible unfolded. Harvester drones, freed from their mental shackles, turned to aid the Allies. Vast sections of the world ship broke away, reforming into habitats and vessels that could support diverse forms of life. But at the core, the Overmind's last holdouts fought back with terrifying ferocity. Tendrils of corrupted energy lashed out, destroying Allied and Harvester ships alike. "We need to end this," Lyra said, her voice tight with concern. "The longer the battle rages, the more lives we'll lose." Zara nodded grimly. "You're right. It's time for the final push." She keyed the ship-wide comm. "All hands, this is the captain. Prepare for emergency maneuvers. We're going in." The Nova Streak plunged towards the heart of the Harvester world, weaving through debris and energy blasts. Zara's hands flew across the controls, pushing the ship to its limits. Lyra stood beside her, channeling bursts of protective energy to deflect the worst of the attacks. As they neared the pulsing green core, alarms blared across the bridge. "Hull integrity at 30%, Rax shouted. "We can't take much more of this." Almost there, Zara gritted through clenched teeth. "Lyra, get ready." With a final burst of speed, the Nova Strike breached the last of the Overmind's defenses. They hovered before the writhing mass of corrupted energy, tendrils of malevolent power reaching for them. Zara and Lyra joined hands, their combined energy flowing into the ship's systems. The Nova Strike's hull began to glow, panels shifting to reveal an intricate array of crystals and bioluminescent circuitry. "Now," Zara shouted. A beam of pure, radiant energy erupted from the Nova Strike, engulfing the Overmind's core. But this was no destructive blast. Instead, it was a concentrated burst of the same transformative power they had used across the Harvester world. The Overmind's screech of defiance became a song of liberation as the corrupted energy was cleansed and reshaped. The sickly green glow faded, replaced by a soft, pulsing light that spread outward in a wave of renewal. As the light washed over the Nova Strike, Zara felt a presence touch her mind. Not the oppressive will of the Overmind, but something far older and wiser. "You have done well, children of the stars," a voice echoed in her thoughts. "You have succeeded where we, in our arrogance, failed long ago. The cycle of harvesting is broken. A new age dawns." The voice faded, leaving Zara and Lyra breathless and trembling. Around them, the bridge erupted in cheers as the crew realized the magnitude of what they had accomplished. Admiral Corax's voice crackled over the comm, filled with awe. "Nova Strike, what did you do? The entire Harvester Collective is changing. It's like nothing we've ever seen." Zara laughed, tears of joy and relief streaming down her face. "We did it, Admiral. We really did it. The war is over." As the Ally fleet regrouped, the full scale of their victory became clear. The Harvester world ship was transforming into a vast, diverse ecosystem capable of supporting countless species. Former Harvester drones were awakening to true sentience, free to choose their own paths. In the days that followed, delegates from across the galaxy gathered on the transformed world ship to discuss the future. Zara and Lyra found themselves at the center of it all, hailed as the architects of a new era of peace and cooperation. But as they stood on a balcony overlooking the bustling activity below, Zara felt a familiar restlessness stirring within her. "You're thinking about what's next, aren't you?" Lyra asked, a knowing smile on her face. Zara nodded. There's still so much out there to explore, so many mysteries to uncover. And now, with the Harvesters no longer a threat, we can focus on true discovery. Lyra's hand found Zara's, their fingers intertwining as they had countless times before. "Then let's go," she said simply. "The stars are calling." As they turned to leave, Zara caught sight of their reflection in a crystalline wall. Human and Luminary, two beings from worlds apart, now inextricably linked. Their journey had started with a simple act of rescue, a human pulling an alien from dangerous waters. It had led them across galaxies, through trials and triumphs, to forge a bond that had quite literally changed the universe. Whatever adventures awaited them beyond the cosmic horizon, Zara knew one thing for certain: they would face them together, hand in hand, their love a beacon lighting the way through the vast, wonderful unknown of space. The legend of the human who saved an alien girl, and how together they reshaped the cosmos, would echo through eternity, a testament to the power of compassion, unity, and the indomitable spirit of those who dared to reach for the stars. Echoes of eternity. The quantum engines of the exploratory vessel Starweaver hummed with barely contained power as it drifted at the edge of known space. On the bridge, Captain Zara Chen and her bondmate Lyra stood before a holographic display of swirling cosmic energies. "Are you sure about this?" Zara asked, her voice tinged with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. "Once we cross that threshold, there's no guarantee we can find our way back." Lyra's bioluminescent patterns pulsed in sync with the ship's systems. My love, when has uncertainty ever stopped us before? Zara chuckled, reaching out to intertwine her fingers with Lyra's. Fair point. All right, team, this is it. Operation Cosmic Leap is a go. The bridge crew, a diverse mix of species from across the allied galaxies, sprang into action. Lieutenant Commander Zix, a former harvester drone now free of the Overmind's control, interfaced directly with the ship's neural network. Quantum bubbles stabilized, Zix reported, their metallic voice carrying a note of awe. We're ready to pierce the veil of reality itself. Zara took a deep breath, squeezing Lyra's hand. Take us in. The Starweaver surged forward, its hybrid luminary human technology allowing it to slip between the very fabric of spacetime. The viewscreen exploded with impossible colors and mind-bending geometries as they entered a realm beyond conventional physics. For what felt like both an eternity and no time at all, the ship hurtled through the void between realities. When they finally emerged, a collective gasp went up from the crew. Before them stretched a vista that defied comprehension. Galaxies swirled like cosmic whirlpools, but they were alive, pulsing with energy and awareness. Rivers of pure thought flowed between stars that sang with voices of creation itself. By all that's holy, whispered Chief Science Officer Tilara, her Vulcan composure cracking in the face of such wonder. We've done it. We've reached the plane of cosmic consciousness. As the Starweaver drifted deeper into this new realm, the sensors began picking up signals unlike anything they'd encountered before. Patterns of energy that seemed to carry echoes of entire civilizations, rise and falls of species played out across eons. Suddenly, a massive shape loomed before them, a being of pure energy, its form constantly shifting and remaking itself. It dwarfed their ship, making them feel less than motes of dust in comparison. Greetings, CHI Dorian of STRDUST, a voice boomed in their minds, carrying with it the weight of countless ages. We are TAK Cosmic Architects, Shapers of REA Light. Your arrival boys FOEDS yet still fills US with joy. Zara stepped forward, her voice steady despite the awe coursing through her. We come seeking knowledge and understanding. Our universe has only recently emerged from a great conflict, and we hope to learn how to nurture the peace we've built. The cosmic architect's form rippled, and suddenly the bridge was filled with holographic projections of history, not just of their own universe, but of countless others. Wars and peace, creation and destruction, all playing out in an intricate dance. Your journey is but one DREAD into a grand TAPESTRY of existence, the being intoned. Yet it is a theory of great psychonifistnc. The union of your kinds, human and LUMINARI, has SAKT in motion EVNTs, that while reshaping the very nature of reality it has self. Lyra's markings flared with intensity. What do you mean? How can our actions have such far-reaching consequences? The architect's form shifted again, focusing into a more humanoid shape. When it spoke again, its voice was gentler, filled with something akin to parental pride. The power you awakened in the sanctuary, the choice you made to unite rather than destroy, it was a pivot point in the cosmic narrative. You proved that cooperation and love could overcome even the most entrenched cycles of conflict. This ripple is spreading, not just through your universe, but across the multiverse. The holographic displays shifted, showing countless alternate realities. In some, Zara and Lyra never met. In others, they chose to use the Starbane as a weapon of mass destruction. But in the brightest timelines, the ones pulsing with the most vibrant energy, their union sparked revolutions of compassion and understanding. You stand at a crossroads, the architect continued. The knowledge we can share with you is vast, but it comes with great responsibility. Are you prepared to become guardians of cosmic harmony? Zara and Lyra exchanged a look, Years of shared adventures and trials passing between them, in an instant, they nodded as one. "We are," Zara said firmly. What followed was an experience beyond description. The cosmic architects opened their minds to the crew of the Starweaver, pouring into them the accumulated wisdom of countless realities. They learned of the delicate balance between order and chaos, the true nature of time and space, and the power of conscious thought to shape reality itself. But with this knowledge came a burden. They saw the threats that loomed on the cosmic horizon, eldritch horrors from beyond the veil of reality, entropy incarnate seeking to unravel the very fabric of existence, and the ever-present danger of power corrupting even the noblest of intentions. As the transfer of knowledge neared its end, the architect addressed them one final time. "You Karai YTNU THASEHS of ANU Cosmex Order. Nurture them well, for the challenge is ahead. Will TESTU in WAYs you cannot UAT imagine." With a flash of light that seared itself into their very souls, the Starweaver was returned to normal space. The crew sat in stunned silence, their minds reeling from the experience. Zara turned to Lyra, seeing in her bondmate's eyes the same mix of wonder, determination, and love that she felt. "Well," she said with a small smile, "I guess to boldly go just took on a whole new meaning." Lyra laughed, the sound like music of the spheres. "Indeed it has, my love. Our greatest adventure is just beginning." As the Starweaver set course for home, its crew forever changed by their cosmic encounter, Zara and Lyra stood at the helm. Their journey had started with a simple rescue, a human pulling an alien from dangerous waters. It had led them across galaxies, through the fires of war, and the dawn of a new age of peace. Now they stood as guardians of a cosmic legacy, their love a beacon that would light the way for civilizations yet unborn. The legend of the human and the alien who reshaped reality would echo through eternity, a testament to the universe-altering power of compassion, unity, and the unbreakable bond between two souls who dared to reach for the stars and found in each other the very essence of creation itself. As they gazed out at the star-strewn expanse before them, Zara and Lyra knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. For in their union, they had discovered a truth more powerful than any cosmic force, that love, in all its forms, was the ultimate source of transformation in the grand dance of existence.